Years ago, I was watching an episode of VH1's show Behind the Music. It was a show that profiled the lives of various people that were in pop music. This episode was about the band Jefferson Airplane. It was a band whose music I didn't know well, but I knew that they were a band that was popular in the 1960s. And I'm watching the episode and they talk about how Jefferson Airplane changed their name to Jefferson Starship in the 1970s. And then they became Starship in the 1980s. And then all of a sudden I start to hear a song called Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now from the movie Mannequin, released in 1987. And I said, wait, that was Jefferson Airplane became Starship? And their music turned into that? Now, there are some who would say, well, no, not all of the original band members of Jefferson Airplane was a part of that, and that's fair. But the reason why it is that I was so shocked is not only the extreme sound change, but I was also a little disappointed because the truth is, in the 1980s, pop music became watered down for mainstream consumption. And that happened to almost all of those bands. There's a reason why it is that people have a debate about Michael Jackson saying that Off the Wall is a better album than Thriller. But that was a big thing happened in the 80s. And it wasn't just Starship. It was a whole lot of bands where their sound either changed or it just became more of a mainstream sound. For example, another song that was a big hit for Starship was called We Built This City. I've seen that song on so many worst songs of all time lists. And I think the underlying reason for it is that if you listen to the first lyric, we built this city on rock and roll. In a lot of ways, it's saying like, yeah, we built this city on the back of rock and roll, and now rock and roll is mainstream. It's more corporate than it had been in previous years. So I think that for me, my biggest criticism of the 80s is that it's not bad music. And Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now. It's not a bad song. I actually like the song. But if I were to be honest, 1980s popular music was watered down for mainstream consumption.